In this movie, I'll show you a special trick for selecting down a stack of objects using the black arrow tool. Now, in the case of our artwork, you may recall that we lost one of our circles when we were filling these circles in a previous movie. And specifically, I'll go ahead and switch to the final version of the illustration. It's this circle that I've selected right there. So we've got the bright green circle followed by a kind of dull beige one, then a reddish one, a purple one, and so forth. Whereas if I switch to the wide version of my artwork in progress, you can see that that beige circle is missing. All right, I'll go ahead and advance to the zoomed version of the illustration, and I'll zoom in even farther here so that I can show you this trick. Now, it only works with the black arrow tool, doesn't work with the wide arrow tool, and it hinges on pressing and holding the control key or the command key on the Mac, which switches you on the fly to the other arrow. So you have to know kind of what you're looking for. Even though you can't see it, you have to know it's back there someplace. And then you keep that control key down or the command key down on the Mac, and you click inside of a path outline. Now, the first time you click, you'll select the entire path directly below your cursor, and then the cursor appears as a white arrow with a sideways caret next to it, showing you that you are now going to select down the stack. So again, keep that control key down, that's the command key on a Mac, and click again, and you'll select the next object down, this time the purple circle, just outside of the reddish one. So it's analogous, by the way, to going up to the select menu and choosing next object below. The advantage is you don't have to choose this command over and over again. You can just control or command click inside the illustration. So I'll go ahead and do it again. Control click or command click. That starts things over, unfortunately. I'll control click, command click several times in a row until I eventually select that hidden circle. And that happens at 6 times, I believe, you have to click after pressing that key. Now, you may end up getting a different effect. I'll press Control-Shift-A or Command-Shift-A on the Mac in order to deselect the artwork. If you're positioned directly over a segment associated with the path, then eventually, as you Control-Click or Command-Click down the path outlines, you'll end up just partially selecting the circle as I've done here. In which case, go ahead and press the Control and Alt keys or the Command and Option keys on the Mac and click to select the entire shape. Now we need to bring it up the stack. So one way to work is to right-click inside the document window, choose Arrange, and then choose Bring Forward. And that is going to nudge the path outline one object upward, which means we still can't see it, which is why the keyboard shortcut comes in very handy. So if I press Control right bracket or Command right bracket on the Mac, I will eventually see that circle. So after I press that keyboard shortcut 5 times in a row, it ends up coming in front of the reddish path outline. Now, I don't want to go any farther because then I'll end up covering up that bright green circle, at which point I would need to press Control left bracket or Command left bracket on the Mac to send it backward one step. So remember, as long as you're armed with the black arrow tool, this trick doesn't work with the white arrow tool, you can control click or command click inside of a path outline to select down the stack. However, you've probably gotten a sense here that using something like bring forward or send backward doesn't get you where you want to go very quickly, which is why Illustrator provides 2 relative stacking commands, which I'll demonstrate in the next movie.